led by Obama, the Democrats are telling so many disgusting lies about the Syrian refugee situation. First of all, you can't vet them. The head of the FBI says, however, all our intelligence agencies says you cannot vet these refugees. There's no information to vet them with, and so anybody who says so is lying. Number two, they say that there's only a very tiny percentage of these refugees who will be terrorists. Well, even if there's one, why would you jeopardize national security, jeopardize the people who live here, if you know that ISIS people are inevitably going to get through? But the big issue that no one's talking about is the reality that 25%, if you look at polls of American Muslims, support violent jihad. It's 60% of the French Muslims support suicide bombing, and 51% of American Muslims want shariah. It's not a tiny percentage, and it's a much higher percentage than 25% for younger males. And so once they come here, so-called assimilation for Muslims means that a huge number are going to support violent jihad. Why would you risk that? Now, we know the main reason that the Democrats want them to come here is because 80% of them vote Democratic. They simply want more votes. They don't care about the security of the American people. And Hillary Clinton has taken so many millions of dollars from jihadi nations, that's what's influencing her. Now, people also lie and say, oh, it's widows and orphans that the Republicans are afraid of. 72% of these refugees, between 72% and 80%, are young males of military age. The people, I hear these people, pundits, Democratic pundits on TV, they're just lying through their teeth. You look at the pictures of the people coming over in Europe, they're young males. It's so obvious that they're telling the truth. And then they say Islam's a religion of peace. That is such BS. Islam has never been a religion of peace. Have you ever read the Quran? Read the Quran. Yeah, there's a few verses that talk about peace, but most of it is a violent, militaristic, jihadist document. And all the history of Islam is violent. I mean, Muhammad was sheltered by Jews, and then he turned around and killed all his Jewish neighbors. Muslims have killed hundreds of millions of people over the years, and 99% of the terrorism today in the world is Islamic-based. Hillary Clinton, just either lying or just full of craziness, says we're not at war with Islam. No, but a lot of Islam's at war with us. And it's not a tiny percentage. We're talking hundreds of millions of radicalized Muslims around the world who support Sharia and support Islamic jihad. And then, have there been terrorist events in the United States since 9/11? Yeah, over 40. Check the Religion of Peace website, and you'll see it lists all of the Muslim terrorists. You forget about Fort Hood, forget about the lady beheaded, forget about, I mean, there's just so many terrorist events, and we haven't even seen anything yet. And they say Obama says ISIS is JV, and then he says ISIS is contained. A week before, they kill 129 people in Paris. A week after, they blow up a Russian airline. Obama, they say there's a coalition of 65 nations that have done nothing until the Russians and French started doing something. Even now, the Air Force says Obama's calling back 3/4 of all the ISIS strikes against ISIS. He dropped leaflets the other day to warn ISIS truck drivers to get out of their trucks before they were hit. It's pitiful. We could have knocked off ISIS a year ago, but Obama's just pretending. Why? Because I believe as a jihadist. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video to show you 250 examples I have listed of Obama's jihadism. The Democrats are just lying through their teeth, and they're endangering the national security, endangering America. Look, there are 65 Muslim countries. Why should these refugees come here? America's been the most willing to accept refugees of any nation in the world, but these are dangerous people, not all of them. But there's 65 Muslim countries where they can do just fine. So for the sake of being PC, we should endanger national security? That's a typical stupid idiot Democrat you've got. That's why you've got to throw these Democrat bums out and elect Republicans who can at least safeguard the national security.